That would be great. Greetings, Million Mom Movement. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday. My name is Carmela Verlarde. I am a Blue Diamond with the company Purium, and I'm super excited this December to kick off this month with a business topic for y'all. So the Million Mom, we have the pleasure to alternate weekly our topics. So we go from health to business. And this week we get to focus on the beginning of the month, which is really kicking off one of our highest seasons of transformation with a business topic. So we're going to be talking today about mindset and posture. But before I go into that and introduce my very special guest and mentor, I wanted to share a little bit about our history. For those of you who've never been here before, who don't know anything about us, we do a little bit of housekeeping. And that is because the Million Mom Movement had started with the founder, co-founder, Amy Venner, and our co-chair, our chair actually, her name is Stephanie Dawn, who cannot be with us today, as well as Nayeva Flore, but the rest of the council is here, and we are very excited to host you. And the council gets together and really gets to discuss how we're to create content about educating the field about toxicities in our environment, our homes, and how as caregivers, we can help support you. We dive deep into different topics on health and wealth, and it's very exciting because we know what we're up against. We know that you all need the support and activism really to drive you, to make this movement bigger. We're a movement of many. We are moms, dads, children. We even have teenagers. People are interested in learning, how do we remove and detoxify our lifestyle, and really to eat cleaner and greener. And it is because of this active ingredient in Roundup, which is known as glyphosate, that we as a company are able to really drive this lifestyle, because we have the only formula on the market that can detoxify it from the gut microbiome within 6 weeks. And to have that kind of empirical evidence behind us, we can truly serve you. And we're all here truly to do that. And please invite friends onto this YouTube channel Zoom link, and please invite more people to learn about our movement. That's the only way we grow. We are looking for 1,000 people in 100 communities to impact 10 families each. And if we do that with commitment, we will get to 1 million. And I'd love to start with introducing Jody Parker to share a little bit about our pledge, and I believe the scholarships, correct? Or is that, I forget who's doing which part, but let's start with the pledge.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm Jody Parker. I'm a Green Diamond with Purium and one of the council members, and I am going to share my screen with you guys so you can see our website and our pledge. This is millionmommovement.info. And if you go under movement and hit join, I promise you that we are the only ones who get this information from you. It's just so that you can get our blog posts and information from us. And if you scroll all the way down here, you will see the Million Mom Movement pledge. And we like to start with this so we can set our intention for why we are here. And my 8-year-old just joined me reading with me today. Okay, she's decided she's reading with me today. So I'll go first and you go second. All right, so here is the Million Mom Movement pledge. I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family.
I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients.
I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living.
I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations.
I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement. Why is mom all in caps?
Because it means movement of many.
And who's the movement of many?
It means dads, uncles, aunts, teachers, whoever wants to join can, as long as they care about clean living, educating themselves, and making sure their family is healthy.
And there you have it. That is the Million Mom Movement pledge. Yeah. Tass, I'm going to toss it to you to do the scholarship and the petition, and then I'll take over on social media.
Thank you so much, Jody. I love hearing Leora read this all the time, the pledge. You know, this is our purpose, right? It's not only for us, it's for our future generation. And the more we empower them we all become powerful together. Okay. So let's begin with the petition. So this is something that I encounter every day, right? That people tell me, they're like, but how do we know that glyphosate even exists? It's not on a label. We can't read it in an ingredient. And this is something that has affected our chairwoman, Stephanie Dawn, and her family. Her son had glyphosate toxicity caused by Cheerios. Cheerios is the number one cereal that has the highest parts per billion of glyphosate. Did you guys know that? It blows my mind every time I hear this, because we were taught as moms that Cheerios was a health food, that Cheerios was great to help our kids with their fine motor skills. But we are telling you guys that it's not. It is full of toxicity and causes harm to our entire family. So we have this pledge, okay? This pledge that we are calling out that you have to share it with everyone you know, friends, family, everyone around you. And Stephanie Dawn will be taking this personally and delivering this to General Mills. But we cannot take this to General Mills with 1221 signers. We need to get this to become a massive numbers. What number are we looking for, ladies? Hundreds of thousands? We need this to be impactful, because we need them to actually label glyphosate as an ingredient. So we know we need to avoid this, right? How are we going to know to avoid it if it's not even on the label? So please share this petition, okay? So now let's get into the scholarship. So we at Purium, we have this incredible scholarship. We call this a business scholarship to empower families of low economic need. We hear this again all the time from low economic families telling us that how are we supposed to buy organic foods? They're so expensive. And we understand. So we have a solution for you. You know, we're a business of solutions. So we give you the scholarship, which is a business scholarship. We give you business training, and we pair that with superfood nutrition for 3 months. The first month, the ultimate lifestyle transformation. The second month, you get to try the juice bar or the daily core 4. And we love incorporating this in our daily routine, from where we're cooking to all of our ingredients. And then the third month is a choice of the ULT, the ultimate lifestyle transformation, the family nutrition pack, or our new grain-free pack. And this scholarship is opened up to everyone in Canada and the US. And again, for low economic families, and for someone who is not already a brand partner. So if you're a customer, you absolutely can apply. But if you're already a brand partner, you cannot apply. We are so sorry. So what you have to do is that you get in touch with the person who invited you to this call. And then we take it from there to see if you qualify. And we let you know, you apply there where Jody is right now. And then we take it from there. This month, we are taking a break from the scholarship, but it will resume in January. And we will be pairing a 90-day run with that and giving you complete business training. Okay, back to you, Carmela.
We're going to have Jody go back to actually the social media connection, and take it away, Jody.
All right, cool. So usually Naeva does this because she is what Stephanie calls our social media maven, but she is on Kauai and has really bad reception today. So I'm hopping in for her. You can find us on all social media. We are on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. On Facebook and on Instagram, you can tag us at the Million Mom Movement. When you tag us, then we get to reshare the information, especially if you tag us in stories on Instagram and Facebook, then we can reshare that on the Million Mom Movement pages on those two platforms. And we can help you get your message out there about clean living and improving your wealth. We use the hashtags Million Mom Movement, I am the Million Mom Movement, and we are the Million Mom Movement. So if you use those hashtags, that's what Naeva looks for in order to find your posts and be able to reshare. We also have a private Facebook page called Million Mom Movement Official. That's a great way to place to go and ask questions, to do widen your reach things so that you can practice and get comfortable going live on social media. And then our YouTube channel is just look up Million Mom Movement. You'll find us, and you will find all the recordings of all our Fierce Fridays for the last almost 2 years now. And we've covered so many topics, from glyphosate poisoning to heavy metal detox to how to increase your wealth through this business. All of this information that you see on the screen can be found on the link tree on our Instagram profile. So if you go to the Instagram and you look under our biography, you can find that link tree and find all that information. So that is it for today. Carmela, you're up.
Thank you so much, Jody and Taz. So I am very excited to talk about this topic. Why? Because we know we talk about freedom a lot with our community. Freedom comes from growth. And have you always wanted to learn how to stay on track with love and growth long enough to reap the rewards from freedom? And it's really that focus that we're bringing to you today. And so I'm introducing my upline mentor and 2-star crown from Arizona, Cindi Kelly. And she's coming on with me today to discuss posture as well as mindset. So I want to take a moment to take us back, Cindi, to the moment actually that I remembered you and I made a really strong connection. And it was in 2018. It was the convention of Purium. And I recall us both being on the stage. Now, you were my upline mentor, but you were not my enroller. And at that time, I was looking up to you because I saw you as a Million Mom Movement leader in our company. You had your picture on the crown board, pregnant. And I said, wow, that is something. She's a crown and she's fully blossomed into that is amazing. I know so many people who would be inspired by her story. And quite honestly, I didn't really know you that well until that convention when we both spoke on stage. And when you shared, I was like, she's so down to earth. But when you speak with her, her mindset is laser focused, guys. I mean, it's just another level of laser. It's like numbers and money and sales. And it's like, that is exactly, as a holistic practitioner, the kind of mentor I look for and aspire to want to collaborate with, because this is the kind of success that you want around you, right? You want people who complement the mindset required for you to get where you need to go from point A to point B. So Cindi, first, I want to introduce you and also just ask you, you are a very busy boy mom. So that's just another level of mom, the activity. And what is it like to be a busy mom and as an entrepreneur and crowd in the company?
It's crazy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, I mean, so our kids are, for those of us that are moms, they're the reason why we do what we do, right? We're responsible for the decisions that we make and the impact that those decisions have. And so, whether it's being a parent or whether it's being in business or whether it's just who you're surrounded yourself with, ultimately we're responsible for the choices. And so whether that's the food that we take or the activities that we let our children take part in, or the people that they surround themselves with, all of those things are decisions that as caretakers, ultimately a lot of that is our responsibility. So the life that we want to live is ours to create. And if we want to create a life of abundance, I think it's really important to have our kids be part of that life. If you're a parent, you had a kid because you wanted that kid to have an amazing life. And if you're not living your best life, if you're not showing up for yourself, it's going to be really hard to show up for others. So was that even your question? I don't even know what your question was.
Yeah.
That's I'm like, is there a different question there? That's my tangent.
And what are the biggest lessons that they've both brought to your life as a mom entrepreneur?
Yeah. So they're my greatest teachers, honestly, because it's interesting, what I've realized, I thought I'd be their teacher and it's always the other way, because when you see something through the eyes of a child and they don't respond the way you want them to respond, or they don't act the way you want them to act, or they don't behave the way you want them to behave, like, and you have to pivot and figure out like exactly what you need to do to be able to raise these humans into being the amazing people that they have the potential to be. Like, it's, for me, it's amazing that you're able to like teach and bless a young child. I have two really active boys in sports, and I watch them play full out and put their heart on the line with everything that they do. And it's really, you know, it teaches me like the things that we do as adults, like the things that scare us, the ways that we're reserved, the things that kind of like hold us back. And when you watch a child, like they almost know, like my kids know, like, hey, if I don't play full out on the field, I'm not going to get playing time. If I don't do this, I'm not going to get this. Like, if they don't overthink everything the way that we do, like they don't have all of these fears that stop them from achieving their goals. Like, they play full out to get what they want. If you're my kids, you probably manipulate your mom to get what you want, but it's a game that they're playing and they play it really, really well. And I feel like as adults, we're so conditioned to worry about so many things that we don't have that innocence that they have. And when I can watch that innocence, like I know for my kids, like all they really want is for mom to be present, for mom to support them, for mom to cheer them on, whether they're winning or not. And they do play with their heart, like in everything that they do, whether it's school, whether it's sports. Like when I watch my two kids play sports, like I know that they're good because sure, is their God-given talent? Absolutely. But they work their butts off every day and they're not afraid. And if they fail, they try again. And I think so much about what so much of us do, like as entrepreneurs and just living our lives, like the things that sort of stop us, those fears that stop us, we're afraid of many different things. And I learn constantly from watching them that the simplest things matter, like me being there, me being present, them knowing that they're getting that love and that acknowledgement. It makes a huge difference. So sometimes it's just the little things.
Well, I'm not even at all surprised they're at the level of in their game of their sport, because you're an impeccable coach to me, and I see you coaching your kids and they're rising in their own ranks there as well. So listening to you, I was wondering, specifically what 3 habits, right, would you share to young people to know that you wish they would know when they're young, that will help them thrive in their life today?
Yeah, it's such a great question, because as a kid, I don't know if you guys probably all feel this way, but I thought I knew everything. I was sure that I did. And when you're older and you like are wiser and you look back and you realize how much you didn't know, and still, as we're growing, how much we don't know. But I would say one huge one is personal responsibility. I think it becomes really, really easy to blame everything around you for your lack in some area. So whether it's your lack of performance or whatever, like whatever you're not doing well, like it's almost like it's a bruise to your ego to think that you have to do it. So like, let's just blame our surroundings. Like let's blame circumstances. And it's the biggest thing that I've tried to work on with my kids, because I know that when you take personal responsibility, like it's very freeing. It's a totally different mindset to know that like, hey, I own that, because if you own that, then you can fix it, right? When you don't own something, when it's always someone else's fault, you can't ever get to the other side, because you're always looking for someone to blame. So I would say personal responsibility is number one. Consistency, like teaching kids that nothing, and it's, Carmela, like your question is for kids, but these things I think we all know, like they translate to who we are as humans throughout our life. But consistency, like if they want something, they have to do something consistently over and over. Like you don't start out amazing at something. You might start out terrible, and then you work at it to get good. And eventually, if you keep working at it, you'll be great, but you have to show up consistently. And then I would say personal development would be another one that I would wish that kids would sort of start at a young age, because there is so much that you can develop in the mind by learning and by allowing yourself to be part of that education. And I don't think that that's something that you learn in school. It's something that you need to teach to constantly like have your mind be going. And I don't think there's, from the time you can read, really, there's no age that's too young to like be developing your mind.
I love all of what you just shared because it absolutely does apply to us as entrepreneurs as well. But I figured, well, you're coaching these two kids that I got to meet personally, and I see just the level of attention and the connection they have with you. So it just speaks volumes when you see parents and their kids and how they interact and their level of presence. So yeah, kudos to that. And we're talking about mindset, guys. So mindset is so much the subconscious mind, right? 95% of our thoughts and choices come from things that we're not even conscious of. So this is the reason why, here in the Million Mom Movement, we are very responsible for the future or whoever it is that we're caring for. And where does it start? It begins with the core. So, Cindy, what we have is such an impeccable model for transformation. And, some people just didn't grow up with the great mentorship of a mom like you. Like many actually didn't, maybe in this own community. So I'm wondering, like, for those in the community who didn't have that great parenting, a parent that was present, a parent that was, very evolved. How can you give them advice to share, like, if they didn't have the love that they needed to grow and create the life that they want now?
I love that question. And it's, I'm very clear, like you just have to remember that you hold the power. It doesn't matter. Like, I wish that everybody had the love that they needed. I wish that everybody grew up in a safe and wonderful home. But at any point in time, like looking back doesn't serve you for today and it doesn't serve you for the future. So the only thing that you are responsible for are your actions. Like I tell this to my kids all the time, like my brother hit me, I hit him back. Okay, hold on. I'll deal with your brother. You hit him back. Like that was your choice. Don't stop tattling on your brother. I will handle that. What did you do? You're responsible for your body and your actions, right? What was your choice? And it's the same thing that we deal with as adults. Like if we came from, a life that was less than desired, are we going to hold on to a scarcity mentality for the rest of our lives and then not allow our future to be the future that we want it to be? Or are we going to let go of what didn't serve us so that we can level up so that tomorrow can be the best, so that today, tomorrow, the future is the best of what's to come? And so the more that we hold on to what we didn't have, like it's almost like I don't care what you had or didn't have when it comes to what you're gonna have. Like I wish that that wasn't the case for you, but why are you letting that define you? The minute that we're able to take responsibility for ourselves, all of that goes out the window. And you know what's great about the network marketing platform is that we're all on a level playing field. Like, I don't care if y'all have like 20 different degrees or if you were homeless on the street. Like you get here and you're the same. It's going to be your hard work, your drive, your determination, your commitment, and the things that you're willing to do. So while, again, we all wish to have come from like the most loving environment, you have to look to yourself as being your number one mentor, your number one coach, your number one guide, and surround yourself with people that lift you up and elevate you. And also, you guys, you choose your family, like you choose your people. So make sure the people that you choose to surround yourself with are people that are good for you, that people that want you to do well, people that cheer you on, not people that compete with you, that are jealous with you, that want to hold you back. Like it's always like how you respond to a situation. So our situations, some are here, some are here, some are all over, but there's one thing that you have complete control over, and it's your response to it and your outlook on it. So I love that question because I feel like it's an important thing as a child, but it's so important, like coaching within this business. Like I wish that I was spending more time like coaching sometimes on like the simplest, like 1 + 1 is 2, here's your formula, go. But so many of us are stuck with these like limiting beliefs in our head and they stop us. So it's like, I might draw you up a treasure map and tell you, hey, do you want to run to Diamond? Do you want to run to Crown? I've got a roadmap. but you can't get there because you're still stuck living in the past. You're still stuck holding on to the things that don't serve you. And if you can't let them go, you can't move forward. So all of those things that like maybe weren't what you wanted them to be, you've got to let them go. You have to make a decision. And the moment you make that decision and it's truly like your choice to say, I'm leaving it in the past, I'm surrendering it, like this is the new me, you'll see everything changes.
Yes. So that third habit that you shared about self-development for kids, I mean, we are in the middle today from an Eric War event. And what you're sharing here is so important because we are so pumped up by the way, guys, you have no idea. We're just coming from a workshop.
I was crying. I was literally crying like 15 minutes ago. And I was like, okay, hold on, get it together because you want me to talk.
It was so intense. And it was like, what do we need to let go? Yeah. That's what you're talking about. That's the accountability. That is the responsibility. That is the ownership. What do we need to let go? Are you even aware of what you need to let go? Are we going deeper into that? Because in order to get there, that when that rubber band released, you were like, holy cow, because we were letting and releasing and then stepping forward into our future self, the one that we envision, the one that we want, that abundance. And yeah, so Cindy and I are right now in training for entrepreneur mindset with the network marketing model. But yeah, you're an incredible trainer yourself. So you're the one who pulls me into these things and we're always learning. And that's what I love. Like anybody who has come from a scarcity lifestyle or mindset background with family, you need this self-development. You need to hear our words and what she's saying and literally let it like sink into you, into your body. Because once you do, you're owning those words that you're letting go in your subconscious. So, and you weren't always like this, Cindy. I feel like you had a wonderful family and support system. I really do. I feel that. But I'd love for people to get to know you a little bit more as a leader and kind of share your business timeline. Because, so for those of you who don't know, she's created some of the maps that are on our compensation plan for, say, the director, Fast Start, the Fast Start, the UBT. She maps out these plans. And for sales and for kind of that visual focus, it's super important for the field to know that you're the support to have created that. And I'm so grateful to have you as my mentor, to have a map and for you to present it to the field, to have all of us be able to thrive with it. So if you wouldn't mind just sharing a little bit about your timeline that's taken you here to find us at Purium.
Yeah, so I grew up with a family that was very corporate, like not an entrepreneurial family at all. I was an overachiever, high school, like getting the best grades, like graduating early. Same thing with college. I was 20 when I had graduated with honors from college. Like I couldn't even have a drink and I was already, into my corporate career, climbing the corporate ladder, because my brain would tell me like, what's the next step? What's the next step? How do you get there faster? How do you get there faster? And I have no regrets, like being that person that wanted to do everything faster. But after college, like first of all, I got through college. I had no idea what I was going to do. I was like, okay, great. Like it was this like big goal to get there as fast as I could. And I was like, I have no idea what I do now. So then I started climbing a corporate ladder, having nothing to do with what I did through my formal education. And I started doing really good. And I realized, oh, I'm really good at sales. I know how to make money. I know how to make companies money. Okay, cool. So like get the next job. And it was like a game. Like how fast can you move the needle? How fast can you make money? I was, 23 years old, making 6 figures a year. I was doing great. I didn't have kids. I wasn't married. So working a lot I was not afraid of hard work. I liked what it gave me. And I have no regrets. I had a lot of really great jobs that taught me a lot. And I would say for a good 10 years or so, it served me. And then I became a mom. And there was this like aha moment that, whoa, my corporate jobs want me to be there all the time. And they do not give a crap that I want to be with my kid. Like I don't know what to do, because I wanted to be a present mom. And anyone that knows me knows that I am not like this stay-at-home mom that wants a sugar daddy and just wants to like sit there and be a mom. To those that want to be a mom and that's their goal and they don't want to work, that's great. To those that want to work and don't want to be a mom, that's great too. Like, to each their own. What I wanted was to be a really amazing mom, a present mom. I still wanted to rock a career. I still enjoyed the feeling of knowing that I was making a difference, like building a business. So I had no idea what that meant. I just knew that there was like a defining moment where I was like, this sucks. I don't want to have to choose. And of course, the way the universe happens, like network marketing fell into my lap. And I thought about this opportunity in network marketing and I was like, wait a minute. So what you're saying is I can replace a multiple six-figure income in the corporate world. I can do it from home. I can show up for my kids whenever I want, be at every one of their games, be a present parent, but I can still make a difference and I can actually work with a company that has integrity, has heart, is doing something good in the world, like be part of a mission that's bigger than me, like make a huge impact, make money. Like I was like, all the things? Hold on. I was like, okay, this is what I need to do. So I started my journey with Purium 8 years ago. I had no idea what it was going to look like. Hot, messy, like through pregnancy, through breastfeeding, babies on the arm, like all the things. Okay. Yes, I just saw the comments. All the things, exactly. I literally said that and then looked over and saw doubled all the things. Like I was a hot mess, but who cares? Like if I'm a hot mess, then I give you permission to be a hot mess too. If I'm like perfect all the time and have everything together, then y'all are going to be like, well, she's perfect. Well, no, I'm not perfect. You can't even imagine how many times I was like, I can picture a call. I think Carmela was on one time and I like hit mute really quick to like scream at the kids, like, not right now. And they're laughing. I'm like, wait, didn't I hit mute? They're like, yeah, but we still see your face. I'm like, oh, darn it. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's just moments where you just don't have it together. But like coming out of the corporate world that I was completely unappreciated. Like I thought I was appreciated in the corporate world because when I was making companies a lot of money, they appreciated me. Isn't that amazing? And then when I wanted vacation time, it was like, oh, but if you're not here, or if I wanted to like have a time, whatever, like when I wasn't there, I wasn't serving them. Like I wasn't making them their money. So suddenly like I wasn't valued. I wasn't valued as a human for what I bring to the table. I was valued for the money that I made them. And I thought, well, I'm really good at making people money. So I'm gonna go make myself some money. I'm gonna make a company money that actually appreciates me, that won't tell me that I can't spend time with my kid. And then I'm gonna help a lot of people do the same. So I had no idea if I'd be able to do it. That's the truth. The truth is I had this vision and I was told there was an opportunity. So I decided to just put it all on the line because if there was an opportunity to be able to do both, I wanted to do it and I was gonna try. And it works. It really does work. You have to follow a system. I know Carmela was saying like, I create systems. That's how my brain works. So I created the UBT. I created a lot of the fast start, like a lot of the things for you guys, because I realized that this whole business is about a model of duplication. And I want to give you all tools to succeed so that not only do I have tools, do you have tools, but like the impact that we can make for future people that aren't even part of us now have tools and have a system to have success doing something where they feel loved, where they feel valued, and they don't ever feel like they're stuck. So that's my professional background. It's a very corporate background. It served me. I'm not complaining about it because it got me, there's a lot of lessons that came from it. And it worked for me at a point in my life when it worked. And then one day it didn't. And here I am.
When I introduce you to my prospects or my team with that kind of background, yes, they're intimidated, but then you get to be on camera and then you have like that one recent Zoom, you had your son's feet on both of your ears in the car was hilarious. Like Dan's talking about how this is so authentic. Like, we're just living our mom life, but we're doing business wherever we're going and we're on point. Like our mind is sharp. I know.
Literally, it was like I was sitting in the front seat of the car. My husband was driving. He's in the back, and his feet, and he's like, "Can you grab my feet?" And his feet are in my ears like this. And I was like, buddy, I'm on a work call. I'm like Zooming with like 3 new brand partners. And he's like, I know, can you rub my feet? Sure, that would not have worked in my corporate world.
And she did. She was like rubbing the feet while she was like talking business. And we're like, this is how we do business. This is like just, you know, our life. And the thing is, we don't stop for what we're focused on. And this is what's key. They have to see that we're real people. And that's another part of getting out of our perfection models. Like, stop trying to always do everything exactly on time, because it's sometimes exactly meant to be what in my team, we always say divine timing. Everything is meant exactly as is. Just trust. As long as you're doing the work, you're making the action, then it's going to be, as long as it's in the right direction, you're moving in the right direction, you're doing the actionable steps. Life and God play a funny role in dropping in these things to make you laugh. So we're also talking about mindset, right? Like keeping the focus, keeping us getting from A to B directly. But I wanted to ask you, because you're in my head a lot when we had first started our mentorship, about the verbiage, right? A lot of us who are new in the company, we needed the verbiage just to feel strong, to feel confident, to be able to go out to the world and share this. And how people help people to define how to build awareness of what posture is. Because when you shared posture, you know, I was looking it up, you know, I'm a massage therapist. So I was thinking, anatomical posture? What is she talking about? Posture. It's not anatomical posture. So if you could define a little bit about how to help people build awareness of their business posture.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. That's my goal, to get into your mind, Carmela. So I talk a lot about posture because posture is how you show up and how other people will see you. So let's just assume that you're a partner with Purium and you want to build your business and you want to bring a team of people in that are like-minded, and you've not had any success. So you're super timid when you talk about it, and you're like, well, no, I don't, I didn't do that, but I think, are they going to join you if they don't feel confident when you're talking? Does everyone start somewhere? Right? Like, so for example, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I have to have Cindy's success story in order for somebody to want to say yes to me. But guess what, you guys, for every person, every prospect that wants to work with somebody that might have a success story, half of the people are intimidated by that success story. So it's how you see it, right? Like, I might be talking to somebody and they're like, whoa, I don't relate to that. I need somebody that's where I'm at. So your posture is how you present what you have to offer. So we all have the same thing to offer. If this is your first Million Mom Movement call you've ever been on, if this is your first day with Purium, or if you're a top leader in the company, like, you all have the same opportunity. It's how you're going to talk about it. So you can talk to somebody and say, like, here's what I see, here's where I'm going. And if your posture is something that other people believe, they're going to want to be part of it. Like, if you can say, this is my vision, this is where I'm going, and your authentic truth is, I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know if I'm going to get to XYZ in 2 weeks or 2 years or 10 years. But what I do know is that this is what I'm doing, and I'm 100% committed. And then when you back it with consistent action, people want to be around you, because people want to be around people that will help them get to places that they haven't been or that they don't see themselves doing on their own. And your posture is the positioning that you take. It's the way that you speak. It's the confidence that you have. It's the confidence in sometimes doing something that you haven't done before. It's, okay, I'm 20 pounds overweight. I can't talk about this. Okay, well, you know what? This person that's 0 pounds overweight might be intimidating for the person that's 100 pounds overweight. It's the same thing. How do you posture it? Like, you can't be that for all people. So my personal story, I found Purium and found out I was pregnant with my little one the same week. So I went through my pregnancy, not doing a ULT, or back then it wasn't even the ULT, but not doing a cleanse of any type because I was pregnant. So I could have done one of two things. I could have said, okay, I need to create my own story. So once I'm done with the pregnancy, oh wait, I breastfed for 3 years. Okay, 4 years from now, I'm going to go ahead and do a cleanse. That's when I'll start my business. Who would that have served? Do you want to know how many thousands of people wouldn't be here today because I was making a decision to not play full out and to make excuses? You get a choice. You make excuses or you give yourself a reason. That's it. You can't do both. So either you are going to decide that, hey, I want to do something and here's the reason that I'm going to do it, or hey, here's every excuse that's going to hold me back. Here's why it's not going to happen. Here's why it's never going to happen. I'm waiting for the perfect opportunity because there's stars are aligned and everything's going to happen at this perfect moment. And I'm going to know that this is, no, just do it, right? So your posture has got to be like, hey, so what? I was gaining weight. Well, I'm telling you to lose weight. Okay. Do you see what I mean? Like that was my story. It's not every person comes to Purium wants to lose weight. A lot do. A lot of standard American diet isn't super healthy. So yes, we help people to lose weight along with their vision. And I say that because it's one of those kind of before and after pictures that you can see. And so if that's the story you want, I can give you thousands of testimonies. It wasn't going to be my story. I was in the middle of having a baby. Like I was gaining weight every day. Point is, like, I'm not going to relate to every person all the time. But if I could only relate to people that were pregnant and having a baby, like the pool of people is this big. Your posture has to be super confident in what you're doing. And then you have to leverage the other people that are surrounded in your community so that you can help as many people as possible and be confident. So that's product, that's business, that's whoever you're talking to. Your posture is just the confidence that you have and not getting too caught up in your past, but in where you're going.
I love that. And so much of this training we've been on repeat because it's super important for every single new brand partner to posture themselves with what we have, because we have such a gift, huge gift. So it's up to us. It's up to us to stand up. And part of posturing, I want to kind of like lead into this, Cindi, is, you know, being able to field objections. Right? That's a big part of posturing. If you are confident that you know what to say about time as an issue, money as an issue, or people are not as successful as you as an issue, you know, kind of speak to being able to like role play objections.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, and I actually kind of touched on it just a little bit with the last question, but whatever the objection is, identify the objection. First of all, okay, let me take a step back. Objections are a beautiful thing. There's nothing worse than having a conversation with somebody where they refuse to say a word and you're just like, this is the most awkward conversation. I don't know what you're thinking. They're saying absolutely nothing. Do they like what I have to say? Do they not like it? So if they're giving you an objection, it's a conversation. So consider it a good thing. Your job is to learn how to confidently overcome objections. I can tell you there are people in the network marketing space that have literally told me, hey, I was prospected by so-and-so 5 years ago, but because I asked some questions and couldn't get answers, I didn't say yes. And here I am, somewhere different company, top leader. Like, you don't want to be that person that is afraid of what their objections are. So you kind of like hold back. So if it's a money objection almost every time is an absence of value. Right? Like if you go to Costco and you see something that's $300, but at the grocery store, it's, you know, a fraction of the cost, and you don't equate to like the amount that you're going to have, then like it's not the same, right? So imagine that you want something that's like really pricey, like you want a Louis Vuitton purse, okay? It's $2,000, but I'm gonna give it to you for 500, and you know it's brand new off the shelf, and I'm just hard up for cash. Here's a purse. Okay, now imagine another scenario where I want to give you an ultimate lifestyle transformation, and it's $329. It's amazing that you don't have the $329, but you had $500 for the Louis Vuitton purse in 3 seconds. Why? Because you perceived the value of it was $2,000. If you perceive the value of a ULT as priceless, that $329, you'd have the money. And so when somebody has a money objection, you could do things like cost per day. You could talk about the fact that, hey, how much how much did you just waste at Starbucks? I can tell you guys, like any person going through a drive-through of any sort, like they're not getting a good value, but because it's $5-10 at a time, they don't see it. Maybe it's $20-30 at a time. Once somebody is bought in to the value of what you offer, the price objection goes away. So remember that in every case, so whether it's a dollar amount and you're breaking it down to like how much they spend, or whether you're breaking it down to like how much somebody saves, you're overcoming the objection. So money, anytime money comes up, you've got to consider a different way of talking to them, a different way of them seeing it. Are they going to pay the farm now or the pharmacy later? Like if they understood that concept, once again, it really does become priceless. So you've got to figure out where the objection lies, which is, asking more questions. Carm, what was the other one that you said? That time, I think?
Time
we all have the same
and success.
time.
Yep.
So for time, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And that might sound cliche, but it's completely the truth. What you decide is worth your time, where you want to focus, is what's going to grow. So if you think that your Purium business is worth putting time into, it's going to grow. If you don't think it's worth it and you're busy doing other things, then that's your choice, but acknowledge it, take personal responsibility for it, and then that's okay. But when you start blaming that you don't have time, we all have the same time. Nobody has a time tunnel here. If you do, please message me. I'd love to know. I've never met anybody with a time tunnel. So we all have the same amount of time. It's where do we spend our time? Who do we choose to give our time to? What kind of an impact do we want to make with our time? Like, what are the things that we're doing with our time? And when you call someone out on the fact that they've got that time and they're choosing, now it's personal responsibility, which is the opposite of what we're blaming. And then what was the third one you said, Carm?
They may not have the same success background as you.
Oh, that's great, honestly, because when you're talking about success background, some people just want somebody that they can relate to. So you might not be able to relate to everyone. As long as they know where you're going and they see your heart and that you're willing to be there, most people just want to know, you guys, that you're going to be there tomorrow. Like if you're going to quit on them, like that's people's biggest fear, that they're going to say yes to you, and 2 months from now, you're not going to be here to support them. They would much rather have someone that they know is going to be here, that's going to go through the trenches with them, that's going to figure it out together, than somebody that's got a great big title, but they're not super sure how committed they are because their hands are in 20 different pots and they're not even sure what your future looks like. So just remember that your posture and how you show up in your answers to all of this, like how accessible you're going to be to them, is going to make more of a difference than any sort of credentials on paper.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for going through those three, because I think those are the key three that when we're as coaches, we go up against and we get stuck like a deer in headlights and we don't know what to say. So this is really key in getting in under the skin of the subconscious of our prospects, because everybody asks, how do we feel these questions if we ourselves aren't successful, haven't had the success? But you can't listen to the other mentors in the community. And yeah, I think that that's really important. I want to give time to be able to open up to questions from the field. But I also do want to ask your personal definition of greatness.
Ooh, I mean, I think that's being happy, like ultimately greatness isn't about anything that you can buy. Like, yes, we want to have money, we want to have like abundance, like, but why? Like, we want to be able to live our best lives. Like, we want to do the things that make us happy. So instead of trying to like do everything for everyone, which I've, somebody that's been guilty of so many times, like do the things that make you feel like you matter. Do the things that make an impact. Like do the things that make your heart happy. So why I love Purium, why I love this company, is being healthy makes me really happy. Like feeling like I am, taking a shower from the inside every day. Like that makes me happy. Having time with my kids, that makes me happy. Surrounding myself with people that help me level up, that are rooting for me, not rooting against me. that makes me happy. And I think all the things in Imperium like make me happy, but that's not for everyone. So I think it's finding the things that at the end of the day, like that you can look back on your life and know that you enjoyed it. And so abundance for me is a big one because I love to travel. I like to be able to give to others. I can't do that if I'm not having success on my own. So I want to make a massive impact. And what I love about our community is like the more lives that we change, the bigger our paycheck is every Friday. Like every Friday, our paycheck is a direct reflection of the number of lives that we've impacted, like period. Like that's what that represents. So if your check isn't big enough on a Friday, you did not help enough people. And it starts with one. Like you can't change the entire world if you can't make a difference for one person. And so if you're, afraid of where to start with yourself, and then start with one person, and then teach that one person to do the same. And eventually the impact can be monumental. But yeah, that's my answer.
Woo, you never know whose life you're going to touch. And Cindy, you're such an incredible like stream of thought consciousness in my own head. And I hope that she got under all of your skins and was that other, angel on the shoulder, because you have to have those words in your head going when you have all those objections coming. So this is mindset training. This is the focus of actually when we grow our team, this is the kind of focus in network marketing that we always as leaders have to come up against with our teams and our team leaders growing. So I super congratulate you for all the success that you've had, even as a servant leader award winner for our company, because so much about, I think greatness is about servant leadership and just doing for the community. And then it always will reflect back to you and your own personal success and money. So I would love to open up to the field. Anyone who has questions, anyone who would like to directly raise their hand and ask Cindi a question. I see Tal. Go for it, Tal. Let me see. Ask him.
Hey. Oh my gosh, Cindi, always dropping the gold. I love it. I love everything you delivered today. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so curious how, okay, my biggest thing is to not overwhelm a new brand partner, because I find that when they come in, there's so much information and so much stuff for them to do that they can be doing, and ways to earn and ways to progress and ways to share and ways to get the message out and all this stuff, that they just sort of and they get freaked out and get scared. So I just kind of want to know, like, what are your top things, 3 things, 5 things, whatever it is, to onboard a new brand partner into this amazing opportunity?
It's a great question. So don't send them to iLearn and be like, here you go learn. Like iLearn's like an incredible resource library for everything that they want. But if you are going to send them like that much information day one, they are going to be deer in the headlights. So you want to have like a list. So as you're saying that, I just started pulling up, I have an onboarding checklist where I don't know, you probably can't see, I can try to show you guys, but basically like this is, I use a boards app, and each one of these, it's okay if you can't totally read it, but you can sort of see what I'm saying. Like each one of these is a step. And so what I do is I give them one step at a time, and I don't give them the next step until they complete the first one. So for example, the first thing I says, okay, I just added you to our team page, drop me a thumbs up once you accept it, so I can tag you in the getting started information. Then in my team page, like I have getting started info. After they reply, step 2 is, okay, I just tagged you in the first post of guide 1. You're going to want to plug into our training Zooms and go public right away. The first message is going to have you getting more eyes on you on social media. It's all in the guides, so let's get your algorithm going right away. Are you ready to get your first post up? Until they respond, I don't move to the next step. So I could go through like a whole bunch of these, but basically I give them like, here's your first step. So I have the first 30 days, what to post every day, the first 30 days, what to do for stories every day. None of them are about Purium. They're about helping people get in contact with their audience. It's about increasing your algorithm so that people know how to respond. Things on here that are like making sure they are part of the texting service, making sure that they've downloaded the app. Those aren't necessarily the most important things. They're little tiny things that if they aren't going to do those little tiny things, they're not going to do the big things. Okay, like they're not going to do all the things. But what is important is I do want to help them achieve fast start. I want to make sure they know how to get to fast start in their first 10 days. Sorry, I was reading the comments at the same time. Yeah, like I'm happy to share with anything that I have with you guys. It's no problem. Making sure that they know how to do the widen your reach, making sure that they know how and what the UBT is. Like I want them to achieve fast start. If they don't want to do fast start, that's fine. But we need to make sure as mentors that we have let them know what is available, what's on the table. So the little things like getting them to win their first week is huge. So that would be kind of my advice, Tal, is to chunk it down into like little tiny things, not all of this at one time, because all of this at one time becomes too much. And if you want to hit me up privately, I can help you more, but that's kind of, I know we don't have too much time. So that's what I'll say for that.
Yeah, I know that everybody, when they heard about the boards app, they're like, what is this? I want this. And so, yes, this is something that I feel will become more field wide, which we could definitely talk about it. And Cindy's very generous to even offer you guys a direct message. So next to Connie on her iPhone. Where'd she go?
She's muted.
Ask to unmute. There we go. Try again, Connie.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me and see me? Okay, thanks. Sorry, I'm running mom duties while I'm listening and talking to you guys. Since this is a mindset call, I have a question for you about further personal development as it relates to imposter, something that you've ever worked through or worked on. Do you have any good resources for that?
I mean, oh gosh, yes. Like I have like 100 books, I would say. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Really any personal development books, like each one of them, I don't have like a go-to. I'm just staring at them. I have so many, but the more that you can read anything, doesn't have to be in the space of network marketing, honestly, just any personal development, all of that will help you. I'm seeing a bunch of people like ask me to email. I don't know. It's not, I'm trying to figure out how to help you guys with more like board stuff and more onboarding stuff. I'm happy to share. It's not, I don't know. It's a good, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think how logistically. Let me think about that one.
Yes, but you can always friend her as well on Facebook and Instagram, as well as all the council. We always want to have you guys, have us as your upline and mentorship throughout the whole field. So guys, definitely, if you have not yet done that already, yeah, please feel free to connect with us directly and we'll definitely help you. Let's take Laura and then we'll close out the call. Laura Ducone.
Hi, how are you? I really appreciate this call. Thank you so much. But you really piqued my interest when you said that you direct your new brand partners on how to do a Facebook post that increases algorithms. Can you give a little more guidance on that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to do things that like on social media will get people to connect with you. So typically what's not going to get someone to connect with you is any kind of a sales pitch, but there are things that are very generic that will just get people engaging with you. And so if you can get people engaging with you, like if you can do something that provides value, entertainment, curiosity, where they're going back and forth, then when you post something that is maybe health related or business related or something about what you're doing, they're going to see it because they've been engaging on other things. So like the algorithms of social media is once once they know that that person's engaging with you in something, then they're going to think that you want to see the next thing that they're doing. So part of like the first 30 days is going to be like my first, I mean, I can just pull this one up really quick. So the very first post that I have is just this right here, which I don't know if you guys can see that.
It says, I have so many friends on my friends list, but I feel like I only see a few. If you could say hi and then drop an emoji, basically. So it's basically a connection post.
Great.
Yes. So everything throughout, like there's going to be things like I have a scoop post that I do, which is a product post that gets business, but I don't, it's not like here's my gift card, go purchase. It's about a process where you weave in some stuff that's like intriguing about your life, but you do things for engagement. And the more you can get engagement, then that's what increases your algorithms.
I so appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for your questions. And Cindy, thank you so much for being our guest today in the Million Mom Movement. I'm so happy to have you share. And yes, please follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can find the replay and you can forward it on to members of your own team and family or friends. So we're going to wrap up our call and thank you all for being on and on the replay. And I will say, please to join us next Friday for our Fierce Friday. We are having a very special one with Taz and Jody coming together to cook and share recipes. So this is going to be a good one for the holidays, guys. You do not want to miss that. It's superfoods, recipes on healthy steroids. It's going to be really great pumped up recipes, basically, that they have tried and true in their own families' homes used. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Bring a friend and share our movement. Bye-bye.